Jarrett Hurd, Luis Arias, they just finished the fight. Let's talk about it. What's going on, fight fans? Good Sunday night to you. Right now, Luis Arias is doing his post-fight interview in the ring over his split decision victory over Jarrett Hurd. I'm going to start out by saying I got this one wrong. I picked Hurd before the fight started, and I picked Hurd at the end of the fight. I thought it would be a very close fight, maybe like 96, 94, something close like that. I thought that Hurd would edge it out, but the judges saw it for Luis Arias. Let's talk about the pros and cons. Let me start with Luis. The pros would be he was very game in there. You could tell that he wanted to use his inside game, which he was doing. He said that he was going to put pressure on Jarrett Hurd, which he did do. He was throwing nice short shots, and he had a good looping right hand that he caught Hurd with a lot in the fight. The cons would be, I think that he turned the fight into too much of a slugfest, and I would have liked to actually seen him do a little bit more movement and a little bit more body work. As for Jarrett Hurd, the pros would be he looked calm and relaxed in there. He was standing up tall, using his height, and I love the short right uppercut that he was throwing. I also love the way that he took the pressure from Luis Arias, because Arias was putting a lot of pressure on him, and as you see, he rolled a lot of those punches. Some of them he took flush, but he still stayed nice and calm in there. My cons for Hurd would be that I would have liked to see more boxing, even though I love the short punches he was throwing. When he realized that Luis Arias wanted to make it a pressure fight, he should have really got on his toes and used that jab. Jarrett Hurd is way too good a fighter for that. I think that he should have adjusted, and I think the victory would have came a lot more easier. Let's talk about the fight a little bit. From rounds 1 through 10, I enjoyed the fight. The fight was action-packed. These boys stood in the front of each other. They slugged, they hit each other, and there was not, even though there was some holding, I didn't think that it was an over amount of hugging. I mean, there's going to be some hugging when men are fighting that close to each other, but I think that they did a pretty good job entertaining the fans, that being us, which makes us the winner. Now, truthfully, because of the rain blowing in the ring, it's really kind of hard to tell, honestly, if some of those knockdowns when Luis Arias went down were actually knockdowns or if he slipped. It's just too hard to tell because they had to keep stopping the fight, wiping the rain off of the ring to stop these guys from slipping. And I think that if some of those shots that could have been knocked down, that some of us might have thought were knockdowns, would have been counted, that maybe Jarrett Hurd would have got a much easier win. Listen, I'm going to jump right into what I want to see next. We need to see a rematch. We need to see this fight again. We need to see it later this year, not next year. We need to let these guys heal up. Let's see this fight again, hopefully in a arena where there's better conditions. But what did you think? Did you think Luis Arias won the fight? I mean, well, he won the fight. We have to go by what the judges said. But did you think he won the fight before you heard the judges' scorecards? Or did you think that Jarrett Hurd inked it out? And what do you want to see? Do you want to see these guys move on and go their separate ways, or do you want to see a rematch? Other than that, fight fans, that's all I got. I'm going to get back in here and catch the rest of these fights. Give me your thoughts in the comments section. If you haven't already, like and subscribe so we can keep talking boxing. That's all I got. I'll let y'all later.